And we are now live on the Google Plus Hangouts. And this is Psychic Spirit Fairy from psychicspiritfairy.com. We're talking to Minister Ronnie McLean, and the discussion today is going to be about Cern. Now, I don't know anything about Cern, so this is going to be extremely informational for me, and I'm hoping it's going to be informational for everybody else too. Minister Ronnie McLean is a seasoned pro in everything that has to do with everything spiritual, and he knows a lot. So let's go ahead and see what he has to say about CERN.
Hey, Kathy, how are you today?
Hi, I'm good. So
Good.
welcome.
Yes, welcome. And I wanted to have this conversation with you today about CERN, or just talk a little bit about it. It's the largest hadron collider in Europe and also around the world. And the main purpose of it is to smash particles, atomic particles, so that they can get to what they call the God particle, what actually began the whole entire universe that we live in, the Big Bang theory and all that other type stuff. So those of you that did hear of CERN also probably heard a lot of other things also surrounding September 23rd and 24th in terms of them opening up some sort of a portal. So some of the other background stuff about CERN I wanted to tell you is that I want you to look up on YouTube CERN dance. Look up CERN dance.
Repeat that again. Spell it out. What was that?
CERN dance.
Dash?
Look up the dance. DANCE.
Okay.
And
I have a question. When you say that they are going to open up a portal, who is they?
Well, at this point right now, I'm just going to say they are the people at CERN. Now,
Okay.
when you do look up CERN, you'll see there is a large statue of Shiva, the god Shiva, and the god Shiva is what CERN has been dedicated to. And they had a big giant dedication ceremony, and they unveiled this big giant statue of Shiva in front of the Hadron Collider at CERN. And it's extremely interesting why they would put a god of Shiva in front of a physics experiment, a science experiment that supposedly has nothing to do with anything dealing with quote unquote religion or spiritual things.
Okay.
Right? So, and that goes hand in hand with looking up the CERN dance, DANCE, right? So when you see this, you'll say to yourself, why do they have this whole entire dance scene, sequence, and video? They also have a video, about a 2-minute video that they have explaining or acting out what CERN is supposed to be doing.
Okay.
And in short, the dance goes into how it's opening up a portal, how they go down into another dimension, and when they go down to this other dimension, they bring this man back up with them. So it's interesting, and it's interesting that they would have this for a collider. Now, this collider went back online back in March, I believe, of this year, and they've steadily been increasing the power of smashing atoms in there, or whatever they're doing. So now, within the last few weeks, or the first 2 weeks of September, they are now showing pictures on their website about the energy levels that they've been producing in this Hadron Collider, and the images that are now starting to come through.
Okay.
images that the Hadron Collider is now producing looks like a star field somewhere. So, in my estimation, they have reached the potential or reached the point beyond potential of opening up a portal to somewhere. And I believe that all the fuss about September 23rd and 24th is when they plan on opening up this portal and trying to bring something or someone back or some entity back into this realm of our existence.
Interesting.
So anybody else?
I have a question. Does this have anything to do with time travel?
Well, it has a lot to do with, I'm not going to get into saying it has anything to do with time travel.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother ball game in terms of a lot of the UFOs that you see out there today, a lot of the technology that's been out, and the events that happened during World War II with Hitler and all of the stuff that they were doing with time travel and the different bombers and all that other type stuff and who they were in contact with.
Okay.
But Cern is definitely some sort of a vehicle or a mechanism to open up a portal.
Okay.
And from what they say, and from what their video says, by what they put outside in the front, they're trying to either bring back Shiva or some other quote unquote god that has walked the earth and controlled the earth at some point before.
Wow.
From what I've been studying, it seems as though this quote unquote, and if anybody's if you're really into the spiritual, it's extremely important because this affects everything that you are doing. It affects everything that you're bringing into your physical existence, because whatever they're opening, whatever we're coming closer to, there are entities that are coming back and forth or coming in, may not be able to get back, but they're definitely coming into our realm. So being that we're in the type of space that we're in this 23,000 cycle, and again, 2012, I have to really, really, really press upon the 2012 stuff. All of that stuff is still very much apparent in our lives today. 2012 is a 30-year period before and a 30-year period after, as we're going through this whole entire cycle, going into the next stage as we go deeper into the age of Aquarius, as they would say.
Yes.
Right. So Cern needs to be on top of your radar, because whatever they're trying to do, it's going to affect everyone on this planet in some sort of a spiritual way. And it's a direct result of what I would call another scheme of globalism or globalists, and trying to occupy and create one world government on this planet. And again, if you're part of the spiritual community, if you're a psychic, a minister, if you're imam, if you're a Buddhist priest, if you're a voodoo priest, or any kind of a spiritualist whatsoever, pastor, Catholic priest, it would behoove you not to pay attention to what's going on in these areas that are not being talked about in the main media.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's extremely important. There is a lot of things that are not being talked about, but are being felt by a lot of people. So if you're feeling rippled, if you feel things that is hard for you to explain, it could be a direct result of all of this power coming from this place, Hadron Collider called Cern that Stephen Hawking, the great physicist, had warned and said that it is one of the most dangerous things that mankind has developed.
Wow.
He's saying that it could actually produce a black hole and suck us into it. So it's powerful. But I think they have it, quote unquote, what they feel under control in terms of what they're doing. I think that they, quote unquote, figured out how to get to this other dimension. Now I believe that they're preparing to keep it open long enough for something, someone, or an entity to come through. And, you know, some say it's Shiva, the god Shiva.
Okay.
And all I know, well, what I'm feeling is whatever is happening, because it's being done in such secret, may not be attributed to the humankind in a positive way. In a positive way. I do know, which is really good, is that the time and space that we occupy now, every individual on Earth is becoming more and more spiritually stronger and more spiritually powerful. What do I mean by that? What I mean by this is that our thoughts are now being concentrated because of the cosmic energy that we are now gliding through. And it's going to get stronger. This is just the bottom wave of it. It's going to get stronger, and we are actually really transforming our minds into, you know, what they would call to the upper tier of spirituality as we know it, as beings of light. And I think that we as humans occupy a special place in the spiritual confines, which means that we are extremely powerful beings, more powerful than anyone can ever know.
Yes.
Right? And so, you know, when you are beginning to start studying these things and coming to an understanding, just remember, whatever you deem inside of yourself and you ask for in the universe will never tell you no. It can't say no. It always says yes. So because we're becoming more powerful, each and every one of us, we have to be extremely cautious of the thoughts that we have and the stream of thoughts that we have. Because we can have a very good stream of thought and then say, no, that's not possible. And then the universe will cancel out everything else that you're doing and say, you want to know something? You're right. It's not possible. Then you have to start that whole entire process all over again. So that's why you have all these ups and downs, because the universe will not deny you anything at all. So, so Cern, the more, you know, the thing that I can say now, because it's more like an introduction, I'm speaking really on the fringes of a lot of stuff.
I did go ahead and put a YouTube video over in the showcase regarding the Cern dance, so people can find it.
Okay, good. That Cern dance is, and it's crazy. It's really crazy. And then you have to concentrate. If you don't believe anything, let's say you don't believe any of this stuff, hocus pocus, just ridiculous. Then you have to say to yourself, why would these people who are spending almost, well, more than billions of dollars on this project make up a video like this? Where are they coming at? What are they trying to get at? What exactly are they trying to tell you? Because again, in the ether that we live in, and the universe that we live in, and this time frame continuum that we live in, this universe, whatever you want to call it, whatever they do, they have to tell you some shape, form, or fashion. They have to get that information into your subconscious mind. They have to get that information to the human population. The second thing is that you have to be in agreement to it. Have to be in agreement to it. And this is one of the reasons why they say it doesn't matter if you know or if you don't know, all people are going to be judged, right? All people are going to be judged because at some point, you had a choice to agree to a system or not to agree to a system. This is the reason why by the age of 20, you've already seen almost 20 million commercials in your lifetime. Because they have to program this message that they're trying to get you to agree to inside of you. It's all about programming.
Okay. Well, this has been really interesting. And it's definitely a jumpstart to finding out more about CERN and all of the things that it's going to be allowing to gain access to our not only our atmosphere but our entire globe. I mean, letting the god of Shiva or inviting the god Shiva to come in is extraordinary. So I'm definitely going to I'm inviting you to come back and talk to us more about CERN, and I'm sure not only I but a lot of other people are definitely looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Anytime. And I'm glad that we're able to have these conversations. To find more about me, you can go to Professional Speaker Ronnie McLean. That's my website. And or you can go to the website that we're on right now. And I love you, Kat. I love you, my sister. And I look forward to seeing and talking to you again.
Love you too. God bless. Be blessed.
God bless. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.